Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, may Allah be pleased with him, stands as one of the most remarkable figures in Islamic history. Known as Saifullah, or the Sword of Allah Almighty, his legacy is a testament to the transformative power of Islam and the unparalleled brilliance of his leadership. Born into the noble tribe of Banu Makhzum in Mecca, he was destined for greatness. His early years were marked by rigorous training in combat, strategy, and horsemanship, preparing him to become a formidable warrior. Initially, Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, may Allah be pleased with him, was among the staunchest opponents of Islam. He played a pivotal role in the Battle of Uhud, leading the Quraysh cavalry to inflict severe losses on the Muslims. However, this same individual would later become one of the strongest defenders of the faith. His journey from being an adversary of Islam to earning the title of the Sword of Allah Almighty highlights the power of guidance and transformation that only Allah Almighty can bestow. The turning point came after the Treaty of Hudaybiyah when Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, may Allah be pleased with him, began to reflect on the message of Islam and the unmatched character of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Realizing the truth, he traveled to Medina, where he embraced Islam wholeheartedly, marking the beginning of a new chapter in his life. This introduction only scratches the surface of Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed's, may Allah be pleased with him, remarkable journey. His dedication to spreading Islam, unwavering faith in Allah Almighty, and unmatched military genius earned him a place of honor in the annals of Islamic history. His story continues to inspire countless Muslims worldwide, serving as a reminder of the strength and humility required to serve Allah Almighty and humanity. Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, may Allah be pleased with him, was born into the prestigious Banu Makhzum tribe of the Quraysh in Mecca, a clan known for its wealth, influence, and military prowess. From an early age, he was immersed in the traditions of leadership and warfare, learning the art of combat, archery, and horsemanship. The rugged terrain of Arabia became his training ground, molding him into a skilled warrior and an astute strategist. Growing up in Mecca, Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, may Allah be pleased with him, had the privilege of being nurtured in a culture that valued honor, loyalty, and courage. His family played a central role in the affairs of the Quraysh, particularly in matters of war. Khalid's father, al-Walid ibn al-Mughira, was a notable leader among the Quraysh, known for his wealth and influence. This lineage endowed Khalid with a deep sense of pride and responsibility, which shaped his character and determination. Despite his initial opposition to Islam, Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, may Allah be pleased with him, displayed qualities of leadership, discipline, and intellect even in his youth. His exceptional skills in battle were evident in various conflicts, where he earned respect not just among the Quraysh but also among his opponents. His natural inclination towards strategy and tactical thinking became a defining feature of his personality, setting him apart from others of his generation. During his early years, Khalid's world revolved around the traditional values of the Quraysh, which included a strong allegiance to tribal honor and customs. However, the emergence of Islam posed a direct challenge to the existing social order. While many of his contemporaries were drawn to the message of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, Khalid initially remained steadfast in his opposition, reflecting the pride and loyalty instilled in him by his upbringing. This period of his life is a reminder of how individuals can be shaped by their environment, yet still possess the potential for profound transformation. His early experiences as a warrior and leader were instrumental in preparing him for his later role as a defender of Islam. Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, may Allah be pleased with him, stands as a symbol of how Allah Almighty guides whom He wills, turning even the fiercest adversaries into champions of the truth. Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, may Allah be pleased with him, had always been known for his remarkable intellect, strategic brilliance, and courage. These qualities were evident even before his acceptance of Islam. However, his journey toward embracing the faith was a testament to the transformative power of Allah Almighty's guidance. Despite his early opposition to Islam, Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, may Allah be pleased with him, could not ignore the undeniable truth of the Prophet Muhammad's, peace and blessings be upon him, message. His heart began to soften following the significant turning points in Islamic history, particularly the Battle of Uhud, where Khalid's strategic skills had led to a temporary setback for the Muslim army. Though he played a critical role in that battle, it left a lasting impression on him. He witnessed the discipline, resilience, and unwavering faith of the Muslim forces, which planted seeds of doubt about his allegiance to the Quraysh and their polytheistic beliefs. The decisive moment in Khalid's journey came after the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, a truce between the Muslims and the Quraysh. It gave Khalid the opportunity to reflect deeply on his actions and the teachings of Islam. He could see that Islam was not merely a faith but a way of life that inspired unity, justice, and compassion. His observations of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and his companions further strengthened his belief in the truth of their mission. Encouraged by his brother, Walid bin al-Walid, who had already accepted Islam, Khalid decided to make his intention clear. Accompanied by two other prominent Quraysh leaders, Amr bin al-As and Uthman bin Talha, he set out for Medina to pledge allegiance to the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Their arrival in Medina marked a historic moment for the Muslim community, as Khalid's conversion brought not only a powerful leader into the fold of Islam but also symbolized the ultimate triumph of truth over falsehood. Upon meeting the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, expressed his sincere repentance for his past actions and declared his faith in Allah Almighty and His Messenger. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, welcomed him warmly, saying, "I knew that such intelligence and wisdom as yours could not keep you away from Islam for long." This heartfelt acceptance showcased the Prophet's unparalleled forgiveness and the inclusive nature of Islam. Hazrat Khalid bin al-Walid, may Allah be pleased with him, embraced Islam wholeheartedly, dedicating his life and abilities to the service of Allah Almighty. His conversion was not merely a change of faith but a profound transformation of purpose. From that day forward, he became one of the most loyal and courageous defenders of Islam, earning the title, the Sword of Allah. This pivotal moment in Hazrat Khalid's life reminds us that Allah Almighty guides whom He wills and that no heart is beyond the reach of His mercy. Khalid's journey serves as an enduring inspiration for all those seeking truth and redemption. Hazrat Khalid bin al-Walid, may Allah be pleased with him, is celebrated as one of history's greatest military leaders. His remarkable strategies, fearless leadership, and unwavering faith earned him the title, the Sword of Allah. Throughout his life, he demonstrated unparalleled expertise in warfare, turning seemingly impossible battles into resounding victories. One of his earliest demonstrations of military brilliance in Islam was during the Battle of Mu'tah. Facing an enemy force vastly outnumbering the Muslim army, Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, took command after the martyrdom of 3 Muslim leaders. He reorganized the troops, using strategic maneuvers to confuse the enemy and lead the Muslims to a safe retreat. His ability to adapt to the battlefield under intense pressure was extraordinary, and the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, praised him for saving the Muslim army. The Battle of Hunain further showcased his tactical genius. Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, was entrusted with leading a division of the Muslim army. Despite the enemy's initial ambush, Khalid's leadership helped the Muslims regroup and secure a decisive victory. His calmness and control under fire were pivotal in restoring order and turning the tide of the battle. One of the most significant campaigns under Hazrat Khalid's command was the conquest of the Arabian Peninsula. As the leader of various expeditions, he subdued rebellious tribes and brought stability to the region. His strategic use of diplomacy, combined with precise military action, ensured that Islam's message spread without unnecessary bloodshed. His foresight and adaptability made him a trusted commander of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and later of the Caliphate. Perhaps his most famous campaign was the Battle of Yarmouk against the Byzantine Empire. Despite being outnumbered, Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, devised a masterful plan that utilized the terrain and coordinated movements to outmaneuver the enemy. His ability to inspire his troops, maintain discipline, and exploit the weaknesses of the opposing forces led to one of the most decisive victories in Islamic history. Yarmouk solidified the Muslims' position in the region and marked the decline of Byzantine dominance in Syria. Hazrat Khalid's strategies often relied on speed, surprise, and precision. He excelled in cavalry warfare, using his forces to encircle and overwhelm the enemy. His deep understanding of battlefield dynamics allowed him to predict and counter enemy moves effectively. He was also known for his psychological warfare tactics, which demoralized his opponents before the battle even began. Despite his unmatched success, Hazrat Khalid bin al-Walid, may Allah be pleased with him, remained humble. He attributed all his victories to Allah Almighty and never let personal pride overshadow his commitment to Islam. His military campaigns were not driven by personal ambition but by a genuine desire to serve Allah Almighty and spread the message of Islam. His military legacy extends beyond his victories. Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, introduced innovative tactics and principles of warfare that are studied to this day. His emphasis on preparation, adaptability, and unity among troops set a standard for military leadership. Even after his removal from command by Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, Hazrat Khalid accepted the decision with grace, demonstrating his unwavering loyalty to Islam. His life was a testament to the idea that true greatness lies in serving a higher purpose. Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed's military brilliance not only shaped the early Islamic conquests but also left a lasting legacy of courage, leadership, and faith. His contributions remind us that with trust in Allah Almighty and sincere dedication, even the greatest challenges can be overcome. Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, may Allah be pleased with him, holds a unique position in history as an unbeaten commander whose military campaigns reshaped the map of the early Islamic world. His victories were not mere conquests but demonstrations of superior strategy, unmatched courage, and unwavering faith in Allah Almighty. One of his earliest and most celebrated campaigns was the Battle of Mu'tah. This was the first encounter between the Muslim army and the Byzantine Empire. Although outnumbered by nearly 30,000 to just 3,000 Muslims, Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, used his tactical brilliance to protect the Muslim forces. Assuming command after the martyrdom of key leaders, he restructured the army mid-battle, created confusion in the Byzantine ranks, and ensured a safe withdrawal. This earned him the title, the Sword of Allah, from the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. The Battle of Hunain further solidified his reputation as a commander who excelled under pressure. Faced with a sudden enemy ambush, Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, rallied his division and countered the attackers. His role in turning an initially chaotic situation into a resounding Muslim victory highlighted his ability to maintain discipline and morale even in the most challenging circumstances. During the Ridda Wars, Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, played a pivotal role in uniting the Arabian Peninsula under the banner of Islam. Facing rebellion from various tribes after the passing of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, he led several decisive campaigns to restore order. His victory at the Battle of Yamama against the false prophet Musaylima was particularly significant. Despite the enemy's stronghold and large numbers, Hazrat Khalid's strategic maneuvers and relentless offensive broke their defenses, ensuring the stability of the newly established Islamic State. His campaigns against the Persian Empire were equally remarkable. Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, led the Muslims to victory in battles such as Chains, River, and Ulay. His swift movements and surprise tactics disrupted the larger and better-equipped Persian forces. At the Battle of Ulay, his strategic genius was on full display as he outflanked the enemy, cutting off their retreat and forcing a surrender. These victories opened the door for the Muslim expansion into Iraq. The crowning achievement of Hazrat Khalid's military career was the Battle of Yarmouk. Facing the Byzantine Empire, Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, led a Muslim army of approximately 30,000 against an enemy force of over 100,000. He employed a combination of psychological warfare, strategic positioning, and coordinated attacks to overwhelm the Byzantines. By dividing his forces into smaller, highly mobile units, he exploited weaknesses in the Byzantine lines, leading to one of the most significant victories in Islamic history. Yarmouk not only secured Syria for the Muslims but also marked the decline of Byzantine influence in the region. In each campaign, Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, demonstrated an ability to adapt to diverse terrains and enemies. Whether fighting in the deserts of Arabia, the plains of Iraq, or the rocky landscapes of Syria, he used the environment to his advantage. His innovative use of cavalry, often referred to as the mobile strike force, allowed him to outmaneuver and outpace his opponents. His leadership extended beyond the battlefield. Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, was known for inspiring his troops with unwavering faith and courage. He led by example, always at the front lines, and treated his soldiers with fairness and respect. His emphasis on unity and discipline ensured that the Muslim armies functioned as cohesive units, even in the face of overwhelming odds. One of the most remarkable aspects of Hazrat Khalid's career was his humility. Despite his unparalleled record as an undefeated commander, he never sought personal glory. He attributed every victory to the will of Allah Almighty and remained focused on the mission of spreading Islam. Even after being relieved of his command by Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, Hazrat Khalid accepted the decision with grace, demonstrating his loyalty to the Islamic leadership. His life reminds us that true greatness lies in serving a higher purpose, not in seeking personal fame. Hazrat Khalid bin al-Waleed's military campaigns and victories were instrumental in the early expansion of Islam. His legacy as an unbeaten commander continues to inspire, reminding us that with faith, determination, and unity, even the greatest challenges can be overcome. His story is not just one of battles won but of a life dedicated to the service of Allah Almighty. Hazrat Khalid bin al-Waleed, may Allah be pleased with him, was not only a brilliant military commander but also a man of exceptional personal traits and leadership qualities. His life reflected a blend of courage, humility, and deep faith, which earned him the respect of both his allies and adversaries. One of the most defining qualities of Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, was his unshakable faith in Allah Almighty. Even before embracing Islam, he was known for his loyalty to his principles. After his conversion, this loyalty was redirected toward the service of Islam, and he dedicated his life to spreading the message of Allah Almighty. His unwavering belief in divine guidance fueled his determination and resilience, especially during difficult battles. Hazrat Khalid's courage was unparalleled. He never hesitated to lead from the front, placing himself in the most dangerous positions during conflicts. His presence on the battlefield was a source of inspiration for his troops, who drew strength from his fearlessness. Despite numerous injuries sustained in combat, he never allowed physical pain to deter him from fulfilling his responsibilities. Strategic thinking was another hallmark of his personality. Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, had an exceptional ability to analyze situations, foresee challenges, and devise innovative solutions. His ability to adapt to rapidly changing circumstances ensured that he always stayed one step ahead of his enemies. This brilliance in planning and execution earned him the title, the Sword of Allah, from the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Humility and modesty were equally prominent in his character. Despite his undefeated record in battles and the fame that followed, Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, remained grounded. He attributed every success to the will of Allah Almighty, never allowing arrogance to overshadow his achievements. This humility was evident when he accepted Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab's, may Allah be pleased with him, decision to remove him from military leadership, focusing instead on serving Islam in other capacities. His fairness and respect for others made him a beloved leader. Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, treated his soldiers with kindness and ensured their well-being. He listened to their concerns and led by example, earning their loyalty and trust. This approach not only fostered unity within the Muslim army but also strengthened their morale. Another notable trait was his discipline. Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, valued order and precision, whether on the battlefield or in daily life. His discipline ensured that his plans were executed flawlessly, even in the most chaotic situations. It also served as a reminder to his troops of the importance of following Islamic principles in all aspects of life. Hazrat Khalid's, may Allah be pleased with him, personal qualities extended beyond his role as a commander. He was known for his generosity, often sharing his wealth with those in need. His compassion toward others reflected his understanding of Islam's core values, and he strived to embody them in his actions. In every aspect of his life, Hazrat Khalid bin al-Waleed, may Allah be pleased with him, demonstrated the qualities of a true leader. His courage, faith, humility, and dedication to Islam continue to serve as an inspiration for Muslims around the world. His life is a testament to the power of combining personal virtues with a commitment to a higher purpose. The removal of Hazrat Khalid bin al-Waleed, may Allah be pleased with him, from his position as the commander of the Muslim army stands as one of the most profound examples of humility, submission to Allah Almighty's will, and unwavering dedication to Islam. Despite being undefeated in battle and hailed as one of history's greatest military strategists, Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, accepted this decision without complaint or resentment. The decision to remove Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, from command was made by Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him. The reasoning behind this move was not a question of Khalid's competence but rather a concern that the Muslim community might begin attributing victories to him rather than to the divine help of Allah Almighty. It was a reminder to all that ultimate success comes only through Allah's guidance and decree. When the news reached Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, he displayed unparalleled humility. Instead of expressing bitterness or questioning the decision, he wholeheartedly accepted it, recognizing that serving Islam was not dependent on a title or position. His response demonstrated his deep understanding of submission to Allah Almighty's will, as well as his respect for the authority of the Caliph. Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, continued to fight as a soldier under the new commander, maintaining his dedication to the cause of Islam. His actions showed that his loyalty was to the religion and not to personal glory. This selflessness further solidified his legacy as a true servant of Allah Almighty and a role model for leadership. This chapter of his life serves as a reminder of the importance of humility, obedience, and placing trust in Allah Almighty's wisdom. It is a powerful example of how personal sacrifices can lead to greater unity and collective success within the Muslim community. Hazrat Khalid's, may Allah be pleased with him, response to his removal is a timeless lesson in character and faith. Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, may Allah be pleased with him, known as the sword of Allah, spent his life on the battlefield, achieving victory after victory for the cause of Islam. Yet, despite his unparalleled courage and countless battles fought, he passed away not as a martyr on the battlefield but in the quiet of his home, a fate that puzzled many and carried profound wisdom. As he lay on his deathbed, Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, reflected on his life. In a poignant statement, he expressed his wonder that despite his body being covered with the marks of countless wounds and injuries from battles, he was to die in his bed like an ordinary man. This realization, however, did not diminish his faith or his satisfaction in having fulfilled his duty as a servant of Allah Almighty. The death of Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, underscores a powerful truth in Islam. Martyrdom and honor are not only achieved through dying on the battlefield but also through unwavering dedication, sincerity, and submission to Allah Almighty's will. His peaceful death was a testament to the divine decree that no soul can die except by the will of Allah Almighty, at an appointed time. Even in his final moments, Hazrat Khalid's, may Allah be pleased with him, thoughts were of Islam and his contributions to its cause. His life and death inspire Muslims to serve Allah Almighty with sincerity and humility, trusting his plan and striving for righteousness in every aspect of life. The life of Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed offers profound lessons in leadership, courage, and faith. His unwavering commitment to Islam and his dedication to the cause of Allah Almighty are an example for Muslims today. Despite facing many challenges, he demonstrated exceptional strength, both physically and spiritually, which allowed him to become one of the greatest military commanders in Islamic history. One of the key lessons from his life is the importance of steadfastness and perseverance. Hazrat Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, never backed down from a challenge, no matter how difficult the situation seemed. He always believed that victory was possible as long as he trusted in Allah Almighty. This unwavering faith and determination helped him lead numerous campaigns successfully and earn the title of Sword of Allah. Another important lesson is the significance of leadership. Hazrat Khalid was not just a warrior, he was a leader who understood the value of strategy, unity, and the welfare of his soldiers. He led with wisdom and compassion, making decisions that considered both the spiritual and physical well-being of his army. His leadership was built on respect for his men and a deep sense of responsibility towards Islam. Lastly, Hazrat Khalid's acceptance of Allah Almighty's will, even when he was removed from his command, teaches Muslims the importance of humility and trust in Allah's plan. Despite his achievements, he never let pride interfere with his faith or his mission. His life is a reminder that true success lies in serving Allah Almighty, not in worldly titles or recognition.